Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am very excited for today's video. We are going to be doing a top shelf makeup product video. I've had quite a few requests to do like my current favorites, so I thought I would do like a top shelf makeup. I do have some beauty, well, makeup is beauty. I have some hair care, fragrance, and just like a handful of lifestyle things that I want to share too. So I will leave timestamps linked down below in case you are not interested in any certain section. But I'm so excited to talk to you about my current top shelf or top drawer, or however you want to categorize it. Just my current favorite, like want to reach for makeup and beauty products. So if you're interested, stay tuned. First, if you haven't yet to subscribe to my channel and you like just hanging out, chit-chatting about makeup, if you like eyeshadow palettes, palette themed content, that is what we film over on this channel. So I hope you'll consider subscribing before moving on. Also, don't forget to like this video and leave a comment down below, or do anything else the YouTube algorithm loves for you to do. And while you're leaving a comment, let me know what some of your favorites of 2025 are thus far. I want to hear from you guys. But other than that, let's jump into the video. Okay, I am starting with lifestyle, and I'm popping this hoodie on because this is by far, can I get a shot of this? This is by far my most favorite thing of the year. It is the Comfort Zip Up hoodie, and this is the gray one. I asked for the gray one for my birthday from my sister, and I am obsessed, but I had the like tan zip up as well. Previous to the zip ups, I was a huge fan of the regular hoodies, which I still am, but I am telling you, the zip ups, like pure perfection. So Comfort hoodie is, they call it like an anxiety hoodie or something like that. That's how they used to market their products, at least. It's like a weighted hoodie, and it is like my favorite thing ever. I was adding up like what I had purchased the other day from Comfort, like in my lifetime, and I have purchased 10 total hoodies from them, because if you play your cards right, you can pre-order their hoodies and sweatpants for like $29 or $39. It's such a steal if you don't mind pre-ordering. And they're like, I literally live in these things. If I'm not in my sports bra filming, and if I'm not at work, I'm living in the Comfort hoodies. I also love their sweatpants. I own 4 pairs. In fact, I'm wearing the white ones right now as we speak. But the zip up, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to show this to you. It is very oversized, but it hits in such a flattering way that it's not like one of those oversized zip ups that you're like, what is happening here? It's truly my favorite thing ever. Like, I don't know how to put into words how much I freaking love the Comfort zip up and Comfort hoodies in general. I, in fact, have pre-ordered 2 of the pink hoodies that should be, I think, arriving like the beginning of August. So I'm so excited for that. But by far, the zip up is my top favorite thing so far this year. Okay, I think the only other truly like non-beauty thing is on my middle finger. Sorry. It's my Ultra Human ring, and I want to preface this by saying that Ultra Human did send this to me, and I do have an affiliate code with them. If I wasn't talking about the Ultra Human ring, I would be talking about the Aura ring, which I did actually get as a Christmas gift this year, and I was obsessed with it. Therefore, I truly couldn't believe it when Ultra Human reached out asking if they wanted to send me their ring, and so naturally I had to know the difference between the Aura and the Ultra Human ring. I do, not that I like carry out wellness well in my life, like I don't sleep enough, I definitely don't drink enough water, I drink way too much caffeine, I like to consume alcohol on patios specifically, but I like to pretend that I'm into wellness. And what I love about the Ultra Human and the Aura ring is just that it encourages me to be just like a slight bit healthier. Like perhaps take a moment in a stressful day to just take a breath. Perhaps go on a walk because I'm about to hit like my movement goal. Maybe go to bed at a decent time or consistently so that I can be in a circadian rhythm. I don't know why I did this, like circadian rhythm is a real thing. Anyway, I love the idea of like a wellness tracking thing. I will say I also have an Apple Watch, and I do think that the two are very different. The rings are not like a fitness tracker. It truly is like a wellness tracker. It tracks your stress, your sleep, your cycle, your heart rate, your HRV, your resting heart rate. There's so many different things that it tracks. And I'm gonna tell you why I like the Ultra Human ring more than the Oura ring. First of all, the Oura ring does require a monthly subscription. It's only $6, but still, it does require a monthly subscription, whereas the Ultra Human does not. And I honestly feel like the Ultra Human app, like it'll download these weekly reports, and I feel like I gain a better understanding from these like reports that it makes for me over the Oura ring. The one thing about the Oura ring I will say is I feel like the navigations in their app to different things or different articles, like they might have more information in their app, but that's not to say that there's not information in the Ultra Human. Both offer like different meditations for free in the Ultra Human because you don't have to pay for a monthly subscription, but like at least you get that in the Oura app when you're paying for the monthly subscription. And then the last thing that I just want to note is the Ultra Human is just a thinner band. It's still pretty like large, but it's smaller. Like it's just thinner than the Oura ring, which I personally prefer. So I literally love this. Again, I like to pretend that I'm being healthy, and having a wellness tracking ring just lets me pretend that maybe I care about wellness. I do care about wellness, but I also like to drink alcoholic beverages such as margaritas on a patio on a warm sunny day. Is that so wrong? I think not. In fact, I think drinking a margarita on a patio on a warm sunny day is self-care, like the definition of self-care. Look it up in the dictionary and you'll find a picture of me drinking a spicy marg on a patio. You can use your HSA too, which I just discovered HSA. Things that I didn't need to learn in school were calculus, and things that I wish I learned in school were how to invest money, the importance of an HSA, 401ks. So anyway, if you have HSA money you're looking to spend for whatever reason, you can use it on either the Oura ring or the Ultra Human. Okay, moving on to all things beauty related. I have 3 fragrances that I want to talk about, and I will say I do still have like my favorites, but these are things that I tried for the first time this year, or things that I really have not been able to put down. I've talked many times about how this is the year that this is the first year in 7 years that I've taken a bit of a step back from project panning. I'm still doing a project pan, but not as heavily focused on panning. So I've honestly just kind of been rediscovering my makeup collection as well. So if there's like a makeup product such as the Rose Ink highlighter that I've like discovered this year as a favorite, but it didn't come out this year and I didn't try it for the first time this year, I'm still going to talk about that. Okay. Wow. We are 10 minutes into filming and here we are. Hopefully some of you are still with me. 3 fragrances that I've tried this year that I absolutely love. The first is Maui in a bottle. I definitely need to buy this in a full size. This has a banana note in it, and I am just a sucker for a banana note. I love the way that this smells. This paired with the Vacation fragrance, honestly this on its own, sprayed that right up my nose. It just smells like I don't have a care in the world. This smells more like maybe I'm on like a tropical vacation sipping a pina colada. Like it's not giving spicy margarita, but it is giving pina colada, and I'm here for those too. So, okay, the next one is a body mist, and it is the Sol de Janeiro Danca Mystica. This is the one with the fig note. This is so different from all other Sol de Janeiro scents that I've ever smelled. This is definitely not my daughter's favorite, I will say that, but I love this. The fig definitely comes out in this. I've mentioned when I talked about this before, this literally smells like you packed a cute little beach picnic in like an actual picnic basket. You have like a cute little plaid checkered blanket, like you're literally sitting on the beach looking at the ocean waves. Perhaps you were just swimming in the waves. I would be. I wouldn't have a choice because my daughter would be with me and we would be out there diving in the waves pretending we're dolphins, but then we would need a break because my daughter has what we deem in this household as food emergencies, and you ain't seen hangry until you've seen my daughter hangry. It's to the point where my mom carries, and this is no joke, an emergency chocolate chip muffin with her at all times in case Zoe has a food emergency. But we're taking a break from swimming and we're sitting, and we packed figs for whatever reason to enjoy on the beach at our picnic. That is what this smells like. I honestly feel like this would pair well with this as well. This smells so good. It's so different from anything else that I've ever smelled, and this one kind of lingers. Sometimes I feel like with a body mist it doesn't last all day, but I feel like this one will linger in just like the best way. I feel like it's the perfect like high heat fragrance. It's just so unique. I'm really into that. And then this is something that I will definitely get more use out of in the winter time, but oh my gosh, when I tell you I was drooling when I smelled this for the first time, like we had to whip out the Swiffer Wet Jet to mop up the drool, because I don't want to spray this one on me right now because I feel like, well, should we just go for it? We're just gonna go for it. I don't really feel like this is going to go with the rest of the scent profiles on me, but oh my gosh. I love to smell like I was just doing the dirty deed by a campfire, like rolling around in the leaves. I probably have like a twig up my ass. Oh, it just smells like a smoky but yet sweet, blissful dream. I freaking love this. This is going to pair beautifully with the replica by the fireside. I never get it right. Is it by the fireplace or by the fireside? What is it? Let me check. Okay, it's by the fireplace. One of you guys was like, it's literally your favorite fragrance, and you literally never get the the name of it right, which is so true. And I think it's because I always describe that scent. We are going real squirrel brain today. Like we are going off in a million directions. But I think the reason I always get it wrong is because I always describe the scent as like you're sitting out by a campfire singing Kumbaya, or like the one that's like Mountain Mama. I don't have a singing voice. That one, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia. I love that song. Anyway, you're singing campfire songs and you're like sitting around a campfire doing like shooters of Fireball whiskey. Where was I going with this? This is incredible. I don't even think I said what this was. It's Fleur Vanilla Smoke. It is the perfect combination of like that smoky woodsiness with like a hint of like sweet vanilla, but not too sweet of vanilla, because I am a girl that doesn't like it too sweet. Oh, it just, when a like scent profile captures like that smokiness just so perfectly, I am sold. So absolutely love this. Literally cannot wait to wear this to every pumpkin patch, every like cold weather thing that I do. Oh, cannot wait. Okay, hair products. I have two that are in my hair today. I love a voluminous, curly, wavy situation. I French braid my hair. I have really thick hair, so it works really well for me. French braid my hair. I put in a hair gel, the IGK Rich Kid. I also mix in some of this Kenra Volume Mousse, which has been such a great addition to the mermaid hair situation, because I feel like this helps my like curls last all day. Sometimes because my hair is so thick, it can really get weighted down and I lose my curl throughout the day. I do feel like this has made a significant impact in these curls, and this is the sole reason that this is a favorite. I don't do a whole heck of a lot with my hair. And then I feel like this has made a huge difference as well. It's the Way Wave Spray. I have used a couple of different wave sprays in the past, but I feel like this one actually has that like salty stickiness to it, and it just smells so good. But I feel like it really does, again, kind of help to like hold my curl throughout the day. And I've just noticed a huge difference adding these two hair products into the wavy hair situation. And then the other hair product I wanted to call out is the Way Leave-In Conditioner. Again, very thick hair. I feel like I have very dry and damaged hair as well. And I didn't understand the joy that could be in a leave-in conditioner until trying this one from Way. It's in the Saint Bart scent, which I love. The Saint Bart scent, again, kind of smells just like a tropical vacation. I think it's beautiful. I don't wash my hair the most frequently, but still some. And I will just obviously wash my hair and spray this in at the end of, or after I get out of the shower. And I feel like it just helps my hair to not get as snarly, and it just feels softer and smoother the next day. The one other thing I will say about this is I have gone through little deluxe sizes of the original Way leave-in conditioner, and I feel like this one is thinner than that, like thinner than I remember the other ones being. Anyway, this has been a favorite this year. I have just one skincare call out, but I really did want to call this out. It's the Superberry Hydrate and Glow Dream Mask. I recently repurchased this because I had bought a little deluxe size, and I really loved it as an overnight just hydrating product. I've used this in place of a moisturizer overnight, and I just feel like it gives such a beautiful glow to the skin as well as being deeply hydrating. Really enjoy this. This is something that I will continue to rebuy. This and the Tatcha Dewy Cream are my favorite like overnight hydrating products. This one I don't really know where to put, but I did want to talk about the Salt Air body oil. I've been getting really into a body oil this year. I'm almost through my Pink Beach, but I wanted to talk about the Santal Bloom Shimmering Body Oil because this is so beautiful for a beach day. It is hydrating and it gives this just glistening, bronzed, kind of glittery glow. Obviously, if you don't like to like glittery glow, this is not going to be for you, but I have really been enjoying this, so I wanted to shout that out. And then before we get into the makeup, I just want to talk about 3 makeup brushes that I've been loving. I feel like I get not a lot, but I do get some questions about favorite makeup brushes, and I have 3 face brushes that I just wanted to talk about because these have truly made such a difference in the way that I apply my makeup. So the first is the Alter Ego 101. I use this as a concealer brush. It is a dupe to the BK Beauty, I don't know what number, but I just love this. I have a couple other brushes that have this kind of slant to them, but there is just something about the way that this brush is that I just feel like works so well. Absolutely love this brush. And then I know I talked about this, I think at the end of 2024, but this has truly just been such a favorite. It's the BK Beauty Nikki LaRose N17. So I use this, I know you can use this for so many different things, but I use this side for powdering underneath my eyes. Either I'll go in straight with this brush and powder underneath my eyes, or I will like use a powder puff and then I will just use this to kind of smooth after I go in with like one of the triangle powder puffs. And then I use this side for highlight. And I saw Nikki LaRose do this where she literally just, I was like, this side is a highlight brush. That doesn't strike me as a highlighting brush, but she just literally, and usually she would use like a Dior highlight that was not maybe as, she would talk about it as more as like a subtle highlight. Anyway, literally just like blow it out onto the cheeks, and it just looked so beautiful when she did it. I have started doing that, and this is now my most used highlighting brush, which I never would have considered this for highlight. And then also the BK Beauty Nikki LaRose N15 for bronzer. I feel like I've been on the hunt for several years for a bronzer brush for my cheeks here. I do use the Refer bronzer, like the Big Daddy bronzer brush for my forehead. I mean, there's a lot of surface area to cover up here. A lot of forehead. But I don't always love to use such a big brush on my cheeks just because I feel like sometimes it just gets muddy. And I've really enjoyed this because I feel like I just get a more targeted bronzer application. I still go, you know, really heavy-handed with my bronzer. I get that. The way that I apply my bronzer is not going to be for everyone, but I have really found a friend in a bronzer brush in this N15. So I wanted to shout that out. Okay. Oh, I actually do have one other product. My Kitsch hip pillowcases. I just wanted to shout out a satin pillowcase. I love them so much, and sometimes I'll like go home to my mom's house and spend the night overnight, or actually I need to get the bae some satin pillowcases because when I'm sleeping over there, the hair is definitely more tangled when I wake up. And yes, for some reasons unrelated to the pillowcase situation, but I feel like a part of it is the pillowcase not being satin. So I just wanted to shout this out. I have yet to put on my cherry pillowcases, but I'm doing so right after filming this video. This is the seasonal one that I just couldn't deny. So wanted to shout out a satin pillowcase. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I forgot one more thing I wanted to call out that's non-makeup related, but I have to, especially I feel like if you have kids or if you like whipped cream. I love whipped cream. But the Vacation Classic Whip, I know it's $22, but listen, SPF is getting so expensive. I swear the other day I went to go buy, like, for the most part, I just buy like the canned spray SPF. It's just so much easier, especially when you have kids. But still, Zoe does love to like mix this in as well. Okay, I didn't finish my thought there. The Sunbum SPFs, I swear, were like $18, which I know like ultimately Neutrogena is maybe 10, but this is just so fun. Maybe like one bottle a summer, or maybe two, It's, if I didn't say, because my brain is clearly not functioning today, it's the Vacation Classic Whip. This one is the Glow. The other day I went to link the Glow and I couldn't find the Glow anywhere. I'm like, shh, is this getting recalled? And I just don't know it. But the original Vacation Classic Whip, they have an SPF 50 now. It's literally like, actually here, should I do a little bit? Shake it up. It's literally like whipped cream. What? Oh my gosh, that's way, and like it's a lot, a little goes a long way. A little goes a very long way. I'm gonna have to do my other arm now so I don't look, oh gosh. Was this a mistake? Probably. Okay, well I'm at least doing the other arm so when I go for a walk later, I don't end up with one really burnt arm and one completely fine arm. Also, my self-tan right now is currently coming off in like the most unflattering way, and I had like a burn last weekend, so like I'm peeling right here, like it's really not looking cute up here. Anyway, I absolutely love this. It's so fun. I at first was like, gosh, that's such a gimmick, like who would want that? I do. I want it. Okay, moving on to the makeup finally. Some of you are probably like, I've already left. I'm gonna try and go in order that I would do my makeup just to like try and keep this brain a little on track. So we're gonna start with primer. There is one primer that I tried for the first time this year that I have been reaching for so much. I was trying to decide if this was breaking me out. I have concluded that I don't think that it is. I do not believe this is. It's the makeup, sorry. It's the Milk Makeup Hydra Grip and Glow Base Primer. I purchased this during the spring Sephora sale this year, and I'm already just about halfway through this. There are many days that I am wearing this just as my base. I'm not putting any sort of foundation or tinted moisturizer on it, and I'm just letting this glowy product be my base. The only thing I will say about this is I do feel like I have to mix it up pretty well in my hands prior to putting it on my face. Otherwise, sometimes I feel like I get like more spots that are more golden glowy than others. It doesn't like evenly distribute unless I really mix it up in the beginning. This is something that I think I will hopefully finish this year, and then I would buy again during the next Sephora spring sale. Like if I finish this like this year, I would wait again until the next spring sale, but I have really enjoyed this for the spring and summer. One thing that I value most out of a primer is that it grips my makeup. And I've enjoyed this on days, honestly, that I haven't even needed it to grip my makeup. So this has been something I've been reaching for a ton. And then I did just repurchase the e.l.f. Power Grip Niacinamide. This will be one of my most used products for the summertime, guaranteed. I love the e.l.f. Power Grip primers, or I wish they would bring back the Watermelon Dewy Grip, but they just do such an excellent job of really making my makeup last all day, which is really what I value. So those are my top two primers at the moment. For concealer, I purchased the Bobbi Brown color corrector this year. I really kind of got into color correcting underneath my eyes at the end of last year / beginning of this year, and I have really loved this one from Bobbi Brown. I have the shade Light Medium Bisque. I usually go on with this like right after doing my primer, before I put on foundation or any other makeup. And days that I'm not doing foundation, like days that I'm just using this as a base, I will still color correct underneath my eyes. And I just feel like I've felt a lot better about my under eyes lately. And so I really feel like this has made such a difference in my makeup application and routine. And then I don't really have like a new favorite concealer to talk about. I am currently testing the one from Vive Cosmetics, which I am enjoying, but I haven't used it enough to really say it's like a top shelf favorite. But I did want to talk about the Givenchy Prism Libre Skin Caring Concealer. This is something I bought at the end of last year, and I really didn't think I loved it, but then I couldn't stop reaching for this at the beginning of this year, and have kind of been focused on other things I'm trying to pan lately, and have been wanting to reach for this. This is really beautiful and hydrating underneath the eyes. It does not provide the most amount of coverage. However, because I have started color correcting, I haven't felt like I need as much concealer or coverage underneath the eyes, and I just feel like this has a serum-like finish that just makes your under eyes look healthy. It's not heavy, it just looks hydrated, and I really enjoy this, so I wanted to call this one out. For foundation, the only like new one to me this year is the Dior Forever Hydra Nude. I typically have been a huge fan of Dior foundations. This one is no exception. Looks really beautiful on the skin, and is actually more of like a medium coverage, or like a little bit lighter coverage than some of the other Dior foundations that I've tried. I think it looks so flattering on the skin. It's such a long-lasting foundation formula, and I am just a huge fan of that. I believe this is my favorite Dior foundation now in the entire range. And then I also wanted to talk about the Laura Mercier Real Flawless foundation. I finished my older one in my collection and literally same day went and repurchased this. And in fact, I actually have this mixed on my face today with the Vive foundation. This one is just a little bit too dark for me right now, and the Vive one is way too light for me, so I have a mixture of the two. But this just looks so blurred and perfected on my skin. It's such a long-lasting foundation, and it's just so beautiful. A little bit goes a very long way with this one. I'm so impressed by this. So although this didn't release this year, I repurchased it this year and I had to call it out as a top shelf favorite. And then this one still remains a favorite. And in fact, I kind of halted my use on this because I didn't think that you could get this anymore, but you can. You just have to get it on the Guerlain website. It's the Guerlain Healthy Glow Natural Perfecting Foundation. I also am very interested to try their glowy version, but this is just such a beautiful medium to full, like good coverage, satin finish foundation. Like it's not totally matte, but it's not like this glowy foundation, and it is so long lasting. Anytime I'm going out, this is what I'm wearing. This is the foundation that I just feel prettiest in, that I feel like I can trust to the moon and back. I absolutely love this. It remains a favorite. I didn't buy it this year. I didn't even buy this last year, but this is still a favorite. And now I know that I can confidently finish this up because I can still repurchase. And then I just wanted to say my current favorite skin tint is still the Supergoop Protectant Daily SPF. This just offers good coverage for a skin tint. It has SPF 50 and it lasts all day. Like, it shocks me how long this lasts. Still my favorite skin tint. Didn't buy it this year, bought it last year, but I like this over, I think the only skin tint I bought this year is the Milk Hydro Grip, which I do really like. I just prefer this one more. So if we're talking top shelf makeup products, this would be it. And then for powders, my pressed powder is my Kosas Cloud Set powder. I absolutely love this powder. I use this every single day that I am setting my face with the powder. It's just so beautiful. It's so light and airy, yet it helps my makeup stay locked in place, but it doesn't like take away the look of my skin. I just think it's such a beautiful powder. This is my second one that I'm going through. I do have a pan on this one, which is really exciting. I am hopeful this lasts me until the next Sephora VIB sale. Like, I would like to not have to repurchase it until I can get it on a discount. But if I have to, I won't go without this, so I will buy it before if I must. And then the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Soft Blur Setting Powder. I bought the pink one at the end of last year, fell in love with it, and I have gone on to purchase Neutral Peach, which is shade 3. I also want to get shade 2, which has a bit of yellow to it. I absolutely love this powder for setting underneath the eyes. I think it looks so smooth underneath the eyes. It does not look heavy, and I just absolutely love this. I actually bought the Givenchy pressed powder this year, and while I do like that underneath the eyes, oftentimes it looks heavier than this one, and so I'd rather reach for this one over my Givenchy pressed powder. I just think this is such a beautiful powder. I have used this all over the face as well. Typically, I just prefer my Kosas for all over the face, but if I really need to lock my makeup in or really want like full coverage, last all day and night, I could set all over my face. I love this as an under eye setting powder. It's so blurring, it's so beautiful, and it is definitely a favorite. All right, moving on to bronzer. I feel like these are gonna come as no surprise. I hope the majority of these come as no surprise, although some of them are newer, and I really haven't talked about like my new favorites, but two of these, actually, yeah, two of them for sure, I like really feel like I haven't been able to shut up about. So the Ilia Sunshift Cream Bronzer, boy was this a surprise. Like, I feel like these released and I was like, absolutely not, skip. But then I had seen displays of these in Ulta. I swatched it and I was like, okay, but why is that such a beautiful glowy bronzer? And so then I bought it and I absolutely love this. If you do not like a glowy bronzer, this is not going to be for you. But as I have been inching closer to the grave with age, I just really crave glowy products on the face. Like, the other day I was filming my blush inventory, which will be, I believe, coming after this video, and I was like, I honestly, the thought of putting like a matte blush on my cheeks makes me want to like throw up. Keep the matte blushes away. Any way I can add like a beautiful glow to the skin, I'm going to want to do it, and I just think this adds such a beautiful bronze goddess-esque glow to the skin. I absolutely love this. And then also the Dior Forever Nude Bronzer. I didn't know Dior was like are they rebranding or are they just reformulating everything? I honestly don't know. But my daughter and I actually went into Sephora because she was like, Mom, did you know it's the Sephora VIB sale? And I was like, oh sis, I've already ordered like 3 times. And so she wanted to go in because she had some allowance to spend, and this was during the Sephora sale. And we walked by the Dior display and I was like, wait, Dior has a new bronzer and it's a jumbo bronzer. And I was like, no girl, you don't need a new bronzer. So we left, and then like immediately when we walked through the door, when we got home, I was like, I need to order that Dior bronzer. So I did get this. I ordered the lightest shade, which is 10 Soft Matte. It does have a heavy scent to it, but it's not something that like lingers on your face. But as you're applying the bronzer, you can definitely smell the like department store floral scent. I do have this bronzer on as my bronzer today. I just think it's so beautiful. It's something that I feel like is not so ultra pigmented that I feel like upon first swipe I've over bronzed. Like I said, I love to bronze, so a buildable bronzer is sometimes better for me. I just think this is beautiful. It has quickly become my favorite bronzer in my entire collection. And then the Makeup by Mario the Soft Sculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum. I bought the shade Fair at the end of last year, and I'll never forget, I like showered and then I was like getting ready to go watch football with my boyfriend, and I was like, I just like, what am I gonna do with my skin? It looks a little bit bleh. Not that he would care, but I wanted to do something with my skin. So I just put this all over my face, and my skin looked so freaking glowy and beautiful that day, and I've never looked back. As a targeted bronzer, this does not work for me. It's way too sheer, but as an all over face like glowy product, I just think it is so beautiful. So I actually ended up buying the shade Light Medium to match me in the summer. I have not yet tried this, but I think it's gonna be too dark unless I self tan or go spend hours and hours and hours outside. But I think this is such a beautiful all over face bronzer. Like, think of Drunk Elephant Debronzy drops, but like this is prettier because it just is so glowy. It just makes it look like you did nothing but like drink water for like several days in a row and your skin looks hydrated. Imagine that. And then this, I feel like might come as a huge shock because I don't think I've talked about this, but this has been in my overnight bag and I am obsessed with this product. Shockingly enough, I almost didn't even use this. This actually came in an advent calendar, and I almost just decluttered it straight out the gate because it sat there for several months without me even trying this. But it's the Dips Beauty, which I will say, Courtney, whoever the beauty influencer, blogger, Instagrammer, Courtney Shields, not my favorite personally. That's just my personal opinion. I just don't feel like her and I would be like necessarily be friends in the real life. I don't feel like she likes spicy margaritas. Maybe she does, and I'm just, anyway, this is an excellent product. I love the cream contour side. This is how much I have left. On days that I'm just using like the Milk Makeup Hydra Grip as a base, like I want to add like a little bit of shape to the face, this is so perfect for that. If I didn't say, I have the Starlit stick, and this blush shade, honestly, it kind of just is giving NARS Orgasm, but as a cream blush, it's just beautiful. It adds just such a beautiful pinky, sheeny glow to the cheeks. And this has been such a useful product, especially as I've had many overnights where I just want something quick and easy the next morning. This, I'm telling you, this is probably one of the products in my entire makeup collection that has gotten the most use this year. So I had to call it out. Okay, for blush, I'm going to say that I actually have done a pretty good job of cycling through my blush collection this year. I feel like this hair is just causing a shadow that like makes it look like I have a hair there, and it's driving me nuts. Anyway, I feel like I've done a good job of cycling through my blush collection. I've also just really enjoyed face palettes, like again this year. I enjoyed them last year and I'm enjoying them again this year. But I do want to call out my 2 luxury treasures because I have really enjoyed both of these. And I will say, if there was a color that was speaking to me in either of these 2 formulas, I would buy more. So from YESStyle, I have the shade Nude Lavalier, and I feel like this is such a beautiful pinky lavender blush shade. There it is, swatch right there. Maybe it doesn't look so like interesting in the swatch, but it does have this slightly lavender sort of shift to it. It's not just like It's not just like your everyday basic pink blush shade. And I feel like it's one of those blushes that is just so flexible and can really kind of go with any look, whether it be a warm tone eyeshadow look, cool toned. I just feel like it just works so well as like I'm gonna say a neutral blush because it matches so much. It also gives a really beautiful sheeny glow to the cheeks. Again, I'm looking for sheeny glow. I'm not looking for a matte blush. And then I also really have enjoyed the Gucci blush in the shade Rosy Beige. This one might look just like boring and basic, but I just feel like this is a blush. Like, this is my ideal blush shade. It has a bit of rosiness to it, but it honestly could just be like an extension of your bronzer, just like seamlessly transitioning into a bit of color on the cheeks, and that is just exactly what I'm looking for. I don't know if they consider this to be a matte formula, but I almost feel like it again has a bit of that like satinness to it where it doesn't read as totally matte on the skin, which again I prefer. This is another one, no matter what makeup look I have going, like I feel like this will match just about anything. And I mean, the packaging, these just feel like little treasures in my collection. So these are definitely top shelf, but I will say I have really enjoyed face palettes again this year. Moving on to highlights, I've definitely been into a highlight this year, like more highlighting. I have been enjoying a highlight. I'm gonna start out by just shouting out the Rose Inc Opalescent Cream Highlighter. Right now I have another highlight kind of smushed in the center of this, but I have been using this so much this year. I had a huge pan on this before I smushed another pink highlight into the center of this. And this is something that I actually went on to make sure Rose Inc was still a brand, because you can't get them at the Sephora anymore, but they are still a brand. And I was like, I almost bought this, but I was like, let's finish it up. Let's maybe wait till a Black Friday sale, but I will buy this again. It is the most beautiful pink opalescent shade and just works so well for my cheeks. It's such an easy product to use. And I have this in my overnight makeup bag. I use this pretty much every single day. I think it is absolutely stunning, and it is something that I discovered because I am not project panning as heavily this year and have just like found myself reaching for this several times in a week, which says something. So I have a lot of options, I feel. Probably my most favorite highlight discovery of the year was the Dior Forever Glow Luminizer. I have the shade 3 Pink Halo. I do love a pink highlight, and this one is a little bit different from the others in my makeup collection because I feel like this pulls like a warm pink rather than this like icy pink, and I just feel like it just adds something so beautiful to the cheeks. Two of the girls that I work with ended up buying this because I was wearing it, like right when I got this, I was wearing this every single day, and they're like, Steph, okay, what is on your cheeks? Okay. And then I would wear it again and they'd be like, okay, I'm actually like going on right now to order. Oh, this is so stunning. It has become my favorite pink highlight in my collection. Love this. I also just think the packaging is really cute. Okay, I also bought the Charlotte Tilbury Glow Glide this year. I have been enjoying a more intense highlight, and tell me why I absolutely love this. It is a champagne highlight, which is not always my go-to either, but I just feel like this looks really flattering on the cheeks. It is pretty blinding and intense, but in a very like smooth, flattering way. I have found myself, I have finished testing this, but and sometimes when I finish testing something, like I'll put it in my, okay, I'm done testing this little bin. I have kept this behind me because I've wanted to continue to keep reaching for it. Like I'm like, yes, I'm done testing it, but like, I want to keep reaching for it. And then the only other thing I wanted to shout out, I have only worn this 4 times, but I've found myself wanting to reach for it and continue to reach for it, even though I still have other highlights or highlights and face palettes that I should be testing and trying. And I'm really, really surprised by this. So it's the Sephora Colorful Blush in the shade Sunrise. And when I bought this because I was trying to get Sephora points, and you got 4 times points if you had something from the Sephora collection. There it is swatched right there. I got this because I was like, oh, it could be a really beautiful, like glowy, orangey blush for the summer. And I swatched it and I was like, that is not a blush, that is a highlighter. And so I've been using it as a highlight. And I feel like when I've been doing these more like sunburnt blushes, it just like blends in so well with everything. And I've really enjoyed this as a highlight. So I wanted to shout this out. Again, I've only used this 4 times, so take that with a grain of salt, but I've wanted to continue to reach for it. Like I've literally reached for it 4 days in a row, which usually never happens. So I had to shout it out. Okay, face palettes. The NARS Hot Escape cheek palettes. I bought the first one. I almost, like when I saw these released, I wanted to buy all 4 just because the packaging's so cute and I wanted all 4 colors. And then I was like, slow your roll, girl. Like, we're not buying things just for the packaging to just sit there and look at them. So I bought the Hot Escape cheek palette, the first one, shade 1. What am I saying? I've been filming for too long. I bought this one and I found myself very surprised that I was reaching for all 4 shades within a quad. I feel like oftentimes with a face palette, like I really enjoy a couple of the shades in it, but I'm not using every single one. And this one, I was like happy to be using all 4 in the same makeup look. Like, I was just very surprised. And so then I ended up buying the second one. One, I love yellow, so I was happy that the yellow was in shade 2. And I felt like this would work better for me in the summer. And I, again, have found myself reaching for all 4 of the shades. I will say the blush topper in this one is honestly like way too metallic on the cheeks, in my opinion, to wear alone on the cheeks. But I do really like it topped over top of this blush. And honestly, I think this is a matte blush. Yeah, I think it, well, I don't know. I feel like it, I still feel like it has a bit of a sheen. This on its own, I found really beautiful for that sort of like hot berry sun-kissed blush sort of look. Beautiful. I really like the highlight as well. It's a champagne highlight, which again isn't always my go-to for a highlight shade. It's a pretty intense highlight, but I have been just super impressed with these quads. Easy for travel and honestly just like things that I'm reaching for every day because I want to be reaching for them. Okay, and then this has been in my collection for quite a while, and this is what's kind of fun about being a girl mom to a girly that is like getting into makeup and like wants to talk to me about makeup. Certainly if that wasn't what she was into, like that is totally fine. But she likes to play with my makeup, and she had pulled out the Dior, this Dior palette, and she was using this as a blush shade. And I thought it looked so good on her. There's times where I'm like, girl, what is on your lips? Like, I actually like look to her for inspiration. My 9-year-old, I'm looking to for makeup inspiration. She knows what to do with the Benetint. Like, I'm like, girl, I don't think Benetint ever looks good on me, but she always just has these like beautiful Benetinted lips. But anyway, she had been using this as a blush, and so then I started to use this as a blush topper. Can't put this down. I put this away for a little bit because I had reached for it so much. I actually had been focusing on this in a project pan, and I pulled it back out for this shade, which was my least used shade going into this year. I love this as a blush topper. I already knew I really liked this as a pink highlight. I've gotten quite a bit of use out of this more like coral orangey highlight as well. This is definitely my least used shade now. I don't love like a golden sort of highlight, but 3 out of the 4 shades I love, and it's just so fun when you discover a new way to get use out of a product. If you have this quad in your collection, I'm telling you, this is such a beautiful blush topper shade. I'm gonna put a little on my nose. I've been trying to dabble with the sunburnt nose situation, or the blush on the nose. Betty Jean does it so well. Like, she always just looks like a cute elf. Like, I say that in the nicest way. Like, she just, like, the way that she does her makeup and the blush on the nose, she always looks so good. And I'm like, I want a cute blushy nose like that. All right, moving on to eyes. I'm gonna talk about mascaras. Actually, you guys know I love my Ilia Limitless. You guys also probably know that, or if you don't, you don't, and here I tell you. I feel like I have had so much mascara in my back stock just from like free gift with purchase, things in subscription box, etc. It has been a long time since I've actually gone out to purchase a mascara. I recently pulled out, probably within the last month, the Lancome Lash Idole, and I have been absolutely loving this. This helps to give such a good curl to the lash because of the way that the wand is, and it just like pushes the lashes up. I wanted to shout this out because this is something that I plan to buy again. I would also purchase Ilia Limitless, and then the Rare Beauty one is also just such a good mascara. I'm so close to being through my mascara collection, and then I get to go pick the mascaras I want to buy for myself. Okay. This is the year I've been so much more into browns on the eyes. Browns, beiges, boring, no color. Tell me why I've fallen in love with eyeshadow sticks. I'm just becoming like a simple eyeshadow girl. I know like many of the times that I film, I definitely am not like wearing my simple eyeshadow, but from day to day, I really am wearing more simple eyeshadow looks. So the Half Magic sticks I discovered this year, and these are incredible. They are so long lasting. They don't crease on the lids. They're so easy to use. My favorite two are the shades Princess Teddy, which is the shade right here, kind of like a satin taupey sort of shade. And then I have like a more champagne shade in Beige Mystique, which is so beautiful on the lids. Like that is so pretty, and it's pretty punchy and just like sparkly. I absolutely love it. And I also did get a blue one because I do love blue eyeshadow, and I actually have worn this to work. I topped a like neutral shadow over top, and it actually worked quite well. This is in the shade Frost Twinkle. You can really like sheer it out too. I absolutely love these. I discovered my love for them just days after they were half off during those 21 Days of Beauty. I know, big regret that I didn't get them at that time, but I'm hoping they're on sale again because I would honestly probably buy like the majority of the shades. And then I also purchased the Kulfi Zari Eyes eyeshadow in the shade Bronze Brocade, and I've really enjoyed this as well. Never did I think I would like a potted shadow, but again, just for like a simple, warm, bronzy look, it is so long lasting on the lids. Once it like sets down, it is like set, it is staying, it is not budging, it's not moving, and it just looks so pretty on the eyes. It's like not too much, but you can definitely like tell you're wearing eyeshadow. It's just a beautiful product. So I've been into that. And then for eyeshadow, I will be doing a ranking all the palettes that I've tried so far this year. I'm a little bit behind, and honestly, I haven't tried that many new palettes in my collection this year, but I did just want to shout this out as like the win of the year. This is the Natasha Denona Mini Sculpt. I have really been enjoying something a little bit more simple, as I've said. So this is, there's so much happening outside right now. This has been perfect for just creating like a grounded matte base, and then perhaps I'm going in with a more special shadow on the lids, or I've also loved this just to create matte looks. This has come traveling with me every time I've traveled this year and will continue. It is just the perfect 5 shades, the perfect 5 matte shades in my opinion for a little mini palette. I absolutely love that. And then 2 like rediscovered palettes, or 2 palettes in my collection that I have really enjoyed this year. One is on my eyes today. It's the Alter Ego Canyon palette. I have really just been enjoying a warm bronzy look on the eyes, and that is what I get from this palette. I just feel really pretty every time I dip into this palette. So I wanted to shout this out as a favorite that was still in my collection. And then also the Artist Couture Supreme Nudes. I have reached for 10 times this year. I actually reached into this just the other day. This has been a long time favorite palette in my collection, and I feel like in the past I have not allowed myself to reach for this on an everyday basis because I'm like, oh, it's like one of my favorites, I don't want to use it up. Like, girl, we're not using up an eyeshadow palette ever, so let's use it. And I've allowed myself to do that this year, and I just think this is perfect. There's so many great matte browns in here, and that is what I'm looking for these days. And then we are gonna wrap it up with lips. So lips, I feel like I'm gonna forget something. Lip liner. I've been lip liner girly this year. I've been loving a lip liner. Vive lip liners, incredible. I just finished Vive Velvet Sands. I will eventually purchase more Vive lip liners, including Vive Velvet Sands again, because I do love that shade. I do love the Makeup Forever lip liners. I purchased the red one this year. I love Wherever Walnut. I love Anywhere Caffeine. Like, Makeup by Mario, not Makeup by Mario, well, Makeup by Mario also is a good lip liner, but aside from the Vive Velvet Sands, the Makeup Forever lip liners have been my most used this year, so I wanted to shout that out. I've been into like color on the lips this year, a lip stain, a liquid lipstick, kind of. So I've been really into the Benefit Splash Tints. I just think this is just a really beautiful lip product. It does such a nice job of staining the lips in such a flattering way. The more product you add, obviously the more of a long-lasting stain you're gonna get. I have the shade Tutti Frutti, and I cannot stop reaching for this. I also purchased the shade, I think Honeymooners, recently. Really like that for your lips but better sort of lip. This is something that I would continue to purchase more shades in this because, again, I've been enjoying like a stain on the lips and then a gloss over top. I haven't reached for this one as much lately just because it's seasonally not like what I'm craving in terms of color, but really into this and will be reaching for this again in the wintertime. It's the Lip and Cheek Blush Tint by Kylie Cosmetics. So random. Again, when you have a daughter who's like into makeup, sometimes you discover things you didn't think you were gonna discover. And she was shopping the Kylie Cosmetics display, and I happened to swatch this, and it just looked, if I didn't say it's in the shade She's It, it just looked like something that would pair beautifully with something else I'm going to talk about. And it's just such a beautiful, like Your Lips, but like a little bit darker kind of shade for me. And I absolutely love this. It is pretty comfortable on the lips. It's like staining in like a matte velvet sort of way. It's a very interesting product, but I definitely would consider purchasing this again in more shades. And definitely if I finish this up, I would buy it again in this shade. I don't use it on my cheeks, only my lips. And then my favorite like lip product for a little bit of like Your Lips but better color on my lips is the MAC Over the Taupe. This is by far my most reached for like liquid lipstick sort of lip product. I didn't purchase this year, but this is something that I have traveled with every single time I've traveled this year. And like the one lip product I was using while traveling, it was kind of shocking to me. So I wanted to shout that out. And then one other like lip color product, new to me, so take this with a grain of salt, but I couldn't stop reaching for this shade, so then I had to go purchase another. It's the NYX Smushy Matte Lip Balm. Most bizarre product ever. It feels like a lip balm on the lips, but it gives this like matte blurred effect. It is such a beautiful product. These are only $9, and it's not one of those products that I feel like bleeds outside of my lip lines either, even though it's like a colored balm. It's crazy. I absolutely love these though. The shade is Sweet Smack. Is such a fun pink, especially for the summer in my opinion. And then I got the shade Sassy Stuff for a red because I thought this would be a good, you guessed it, patio drinking lip color. So would the pink though. Okay, a couple of, the Laneige lip sleeping mask in Tarot Tea. I don't feel like getting up to get it, but Tarot Tea is my favorite scent that they've come out with to date. But two other lip product, like lip oil, lip treatment-y type of products, the Haus Labs Fig. I may have talked about this at the end of last year, but I'm obsessed with this lip color. It is, again, just like Your Lips but darker, like Your Lips but better but darker. Love this shade on my lips. This is one of the things that also like made me want to just like play around with more lip colors. So love this. It's really comfortable. It's very expensive. I don't think I'd buy other shades. I just am obsessed with the shade Fig. I would definitely buy Fig again when I finish. And then we know I love the Ole Henriksen Pout Preserve, so I did just want to shout this out because this is still my favorite like lip glossy treatment that still feels so nourishing on the lips. I have blood orange here. I will say blood orange, I talk about this whenever I talk about these products. They all have a very chemical taste and scent when you first put them on. Most of them dissipate for the most part. Blood orange does not, and it is not a great situation. I love that this is like orange tinted because I love an orange tint for patio drinking for the summer. But I would not buy this one again simply because I do not like the taste of this. The Buxom Plump Shot, this is the most painful Buxom product that I've tried, and it's just like, it's not super painful, but I swear it like tickles the back of my throat a little bit, which I know like I maybe shouldn't be using, but you know, I haven't died yet. And I cannot stop reaching for Plump Shot in Spellbound. I'm gonna put a little on my lips right now. I actually have a different lip product on now. Okay, on its own, I don't like Spellbound because it is like this multi-chrome, but honestly, topped over top, anything with a pigment, I love. I cannot stop reaching for this. This is truly one of my most reached for lip products, so it wouldn't be right to not mention it in my top drawer lip products because it truly is. We all know the Lawless Forget the Filler is just on any given day, whatever shade is gonna match my lip look. So I'm not talking about Lawless Forget the Filler today, but the Ismaya lip, what is this? Lip Lack. Thank you to Hope Must Tom. This is an inspired purchase from them. I just, every time that they have worn their Ismaya lip in, I want to say disco, I've been so jealous of their lips. I mean, they have really luscious lips to begin with, so already I'm jealous, but like extra jealous of the lip product when they wear the Ismaya Lip Lack. So I wanted to try it for myself. I got the shade Rust. If I didn't just put a different lip product on my lip, I would also have added this, but at this point we have like 5 things on the lips, it feels like. This is extremely sparkly on the lips, like in a glittery way, so definitely not going to be for everyone, but I love a sparkly lip, especially when it's hugged around a spicy margarita glass, like it's around the tahini, it's, you know, it's perfect for that. So I really like this. There are definitely 2 other shades, possibly 3, that I'm interested in picking up. I won't pick them up all at one time, but I have really been enjoying this, and it has been one of my most reached for this summer because it's such a fun orangey sparkly shade for the summertime. And then finally, the last product to talk about, this was on my lips over top of, I have the Fenty Beauty Zesty Bestie lip stain on, and then over top of that I did have the Makeup Forever Super Boost in shade 2 Fairy Glimmer, and then obviously I just added the Buxom Plump Shot. These Makeup Forever, so I originally purchased Wherever Walnut, obsessed with this shade, obsessed with how juicy this made the lips look. Like, I was like, I didn't think it was possible for lips to look this juicy. And so I was like, I obviously need to get more shades. So then I was like, okay, I'm gonna settle on just buying one additional shade, and I bought the one that I just said, which is shade 2. And this is kind of like a peachy, sparkly, like it definitely has like pink sparkle running throughout. So I was like, oh, this would be such a beautiful gloss for the summer to layer on top of things. And again, very sparkly, very juicy, very beautiful. And then I was like, I also just feel like pink is a color I want to play with on the lips this summer. So I went on to buy a third, and I bought the shade Daring Candy. This doesn't really have like a plumping aspect to it at all. Maybe like the slightest, I don't even want to say it, but slightest like mintiness to it, but really not even that. It's just, there's something about the way that the light hits this formula. It just looks so shiny, and in turn like makes your lips look so juicy. It's absolutely incredible. I love these. These are definitely a top lip gloss formula in my collection. Okay, after that, I feel like I feel like it's like I have an hour-long video to edit at least, but that is going to wrap up and conclude today's video. Those are all of my current top shelf makeup and beauty products. Again, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What are some of your favorites from the year? Let a girl know. Other than that, thank you so much for watching today's video and for supporting me and my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.